Pneumatica Book 1 by Aaron Wilburn and Aaron Knight. The Frank Cole Sequence. Chapter 1, Section 4. 6 months ago. She ignored my offered hand and hugged me instead. I returned it, awkwardly at first, but then with more warmth and a chuckle. "It's so nice to finally meet you," she said, squeezing me for a second, then letting go. "Well, sort of anyway, though this hollow is really well made. I think this has to be based on a real cafe. It's almost like we're really here." I wish I could take credit. I have a silent partner who handles a lot of the technical end. She is the best in the business. But enough about that. You've never wanted to meet before. What's going on? Straight to the point, I see. Well then, where to begin? You've spoken to me a little bit about what you do. I would like to hire you. Why do you need a private detective? Because I think there's something going on with my son, James. Present day. Frank halted the recording again. He always did at this moment in the vidcap. Every time he got to this point, he had to fight the urge to just stop it there and leave it. He had always sought justice for people who mostly didn't get it any other way. He remembered how much he had already been through at that point in his life. It had made him arrogant. He had thought he had seen everything. He had been so wrong. Frank looked at Sandra's face and remembered being happy. He remembered being excited at the possibility of actually getting to meet the woman who had thus far proven herself to be everything her voice alone had already promised. He remembered how quickly everything had changed. Frank's breathing quickened, and a now familiar heat grated against the backs of his hands and up his forearms. He quickly removed the shades and snapped them into a protective case he pulled from another pocket. He concentrated on slowing his breathing and heart rate, and felt the heat gradually subside. Frank breathed a sigh of relief. He didn't need to replace all of his equipment again. The shards were well shielded, but not much of anything else could take it. Frank got up and poured himself a generous measure of Macallan. He knew he wasn't supposed to gulp the expensive stuff down, but that's exactly what he did. He drained the first glass, feeling the smooth liquor warm his insides. He added ice to the snifter and refilled it, taking the second serving slowly. Finally, Frank set the glass aside. He pulled the shades out from their protective container and flipped them open. Frank closed his eyes and prayed for a brief moment. He had to see. He had to find what he kept missing. "Okay, Sandra Moore," Frank said. "Let's do this one more time." Those words had become a sort of mantra. With them, he found the strength to place the glasses on his face once more. "Resume play,"